It's about money, it's about looks, it's about education, it's about connection. It is about none of these things. None of these things matter if you don't understand how you act behaviorally. If
Love you guys. I'm JK, your brother in the struggle.
Our next question is from Hey JK, when you were rebooting, what was your process like for evaluating your friendships? I'm 24 and had the same friend group since I was little. My reboot has led me to see things through a new light, and I'm starting to realize that a lot of them have not great views on women, sexism. Okay, everybody asks me this question every week, and I just say fucking dump your friends and move on to somebody else. I'm not saying don't be friends with them anymore. I'm just saying stop spending so much time with them and maximize the time that you're spending with people who are on the same path as you, right? He says, I'm starting to realize that a lot of them have not great views on women, sexism, glorifying that they cheated, constantly objectifying every woman that they see, calling women and their girlfriends bitches and whores, especially the leader of the friend group. It makes me uncomfortable and frustrated. I'm torn between loyalty and telling myself they'll outgrow it, or it's a tough pill to swallow and I need to start finding new friends. So you need to just quit fucking around and you need to leave, right? It is like a very low self-esteem thing when you hang out with people who you know are not good for you. Like you have a choice. You're not in prison, right? You're not in prison where you have to choose a gang in order to survive, right? You're a free man and you're uncomfortable with these people and you apparently know what your values are and you're coming here to ask me, you're torn between loyalty and blah, 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 blah. We're not living in the fucking apocalypse, right? We're not in prison. You are a free man right now. And all you need to do is go out there and find the people who you can surround yourself with. You are choosing, you're considering loyalty to people who do not share the same values as you. What is the benefit of that? Like, what is the benefit of loyalty to people who do not share the same values as you, right? Loyalty is a very powerful thing for men. We take loyalty seriously, right? Like, let's say somebody is loyal to the Porn Reboot system, but you're only loyal to the Porn Reboot system because number one, you get benefit from it. Number one, it takes care of you. And also, number three, your values align with it. If your values did not align, if none of your values align with this, you wouldn't give a fuck who I was. You'd be like, fuck this dude. I don't like anything he says. So why are you choosing? Why are you even thinking of being loyal to friends who do not share the same values? I'll tell you why. Because you're hanging on to those old feelings. You're hanging on to the camaraderie. You're hanging on to the jokes you'll have. You're hanging on to the times you all supported each other. And all of those things are wonderful things, right? But where are you in your growth now? You're growing, brother, right? So look at your values and ask yourself, man, I'm growing. I'm going to have to do the hard thing. What's the hard thing? I have to go out there and I have to build camaraderie again. I have to build new experiences. I have to build close friendships with a new group of men, but this time they share my values. Because if you don't, brother, you are not going to grow. A lot of this comes down to you guys looking at yourself in the mirror and asking yourself or telling yourself, listen, man, I love you. If you love yourself, what would you do for yourself? What would you do for yourself if you truly loved yourself when it comes to your friends? Same thing with you guys' families. So many of you are like, I'm loyal to my family. I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. Listen, I'm loyal to my family, but I also outgrew my family's values. So did I dump my family? No, but I'm not talking to my mom, getting on the phone and talking to my mom every day or every other day. She gets to talk to me maybe once a week, right? Sometimes even less, maybe twice a month. Why? Because I love her. She gave me so many opportunities. But, gentlemen, at the end of the day, she doesn't have the same values as me. And because I am close to her, there are certain things she can say that will impact me in a negative way, right? That will pull me down a little bit. And she doesn't mean to do any of those things. Just as your friends don't mean to be who they are who they are, right? But now the things they're saying are making you uncomfortable and not in line with your reboots, right? Let me share one last thing with you guys, right? The difference between, like massively successful guys in anything that they do, if ever on social media or YouTube, you look at some really young guy and you're like, how the fuck is this guy just crushing it? How is he crushing it with social media? How is he making so much money? How is he such a winner at such a young age? Just let me know if you've ever wondered that with some guys. It doesn't matter who the fuck they are. You're just like, how? Because I can't be the only one. It's only, okay, cool. Like a bunch of guys, right? Cool. A bunch of guys have wondered that. Let me just tell you the one defining characteristic they all have. They make decisions faster than you. That's it. They make decisions faster than you. While you're sitting there, you know there's something you should do that's good for your life, but you sit around and you're just like, well, I don't know. Like, I really got to think about it. I got to figure this out, right? I got to figure out how I got to move some things around, right? I might lose something. I don't know if this, I got to talk to some people. I got to talk to a lot of people before I make this decision. Listen, the people who are massively successful at a young age, they just make the decisions. I've told you, make the decision and make it right. Make the decision and make it right. While you're taking a month to make one decision, that person made that decision within 40 minutes. So how many more decisions can they make about moving their life forward than you? So many more. And of course, with each decision they make, it doesn't mean each decision is the right one. It means they try their best to make it right. But guess what? Even if they fail, they made the decision within like 30, 40 minutes. They can fail quicker. They fail and they figure out within a week or 2 weeks that, oh shit, this stuff wasn't for me. You spend a month, 2 months, some of you will spend a year up to 2 years to make one decision to change your life. And then that decision ends up being a flop. You just wasted 2 years of your life. But we see this shit all the time, right? The brothers in the intensive are very successful men. All of them have the same thing in common. They don't fuck around. They're like, I need this. I'm struggling with this out of control behavior. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I've heard everything I need to hear. Yeah, JK is my guy. Let's go. Here's my credit card. Let's move forward. They do that with everything in their life. Decisions, fast decisions. This is the most important thing I'll say on this. There's nothing I can say for the rest of the time we have today that would be more important than this or more impactful. It's simply speed of decision making. That means that they just step into the fucking fear. But another thing that y'all don't understand on how that actually helps them have the mindset of a highly successful individual is every time they make a decision about improving their life, they step into what I call the panic zone. The panic zone is where you're just like, fuck, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen, but I've already committed to it. I've thought it through, albeit very quickly. I've made the decision. But now, when you're in the panic zone, what that means is you have to depend on your internal resources in order to figure things out. You actually have to start because you made the decision when you're uncomfortable. Many of you are so used to being comfortable and stuck in homeostasis that you don't want to do the work to get out of being comfortable. You want to wait till you're comfortable before you make the decision with everything you do. These guys step into the panic zone. What happens in the panic zone? Growth happens in the panic zone. When you grow in the panic zone, you win. You win because you suddenly realize, oh my God, like I didn't have to depend on someone. I had to figure out how to afford this thing. I had to figure out how to go to this place. I had to figure out how to make time for this shit. I had to sit and really have those wheels turn, which forced me to go into grow mode. And because I accomplished it, I have more confidence in myself. And they keep doing that. Decision, decision, decision. Some people, there's some young people that I know, they make more decisions than most of you in this implementation program will make in the next 2 years. Unless you make a decision and you write it somewhere and you say, I'm going to start being more conclusive in my decisions. I'm going to become a decisive person. And then when you become decisive, don't worry about what happens next. Being decisive makes you resourceful. I'll say it again. Being decisive makes you a more resourceful person. Some of you have been decisive in the past and then you failed. Then you were decisive again and then you failed. But because you don't have the habit of counting wins, you only see quick decision making as equal to failure. And many of you also grew up in families who did the same thing generation to generation. So mom and dad also tell you the same thing. Oh, don't be too quick to make decisions. Think about it. Sit on it. Why? They're simply passing on their fear of making quick decisions and failing. Nobody ever thought them that if you make a quick decision and you fail, that's fine. That's an experience. You're not dead. As long as you're not dead, you're good to go. You become resourceful. You keep learning how to become resourceful, and eventually you build up a habit pattern. What's the habit pattern? The habit pattern is you start looking forward to speed of decision making. Why? Because speed of decision making puts you in a resourceful state, puts you in an excited state, and your subconscious mind knows that now I will win. Every time that I make a decision and I'm not waffling and sitting on the fence. I activate resourcefulness within myself, which improves my self esteem. Either way, I'm going to win. Whether I fail, no matter what I do, I win. Does that make sense? Many of us already come with a lot of inbuilt negativity. And what we don't realize is when we say, let me think about that, and then we procrastinate for a long time, you know the saying, procrastination only gives our inner fear time to grow. We come with negativity. We are thinking as human beings about the worst case scenario. That's how we are designed. We're designed to be afraid of being eaten, right? By the big wild animals in the dark. That's how we evolved, gentlemen, right? But if you want to be successful in today's world, you've got to master these little things. Some of you are out there thinking it's about money, it's about looks, it's about education, it's about connection. It is about none of these things. None of these things matter if you don't understand how you act behaviorally, if you don't understand the little things that I'm teaching you here in this program. Again, this is relevant because this is about rebooting. Rebooting, as I said yesterday in my video, if you guys didn't see it, go to my profile and look at it. Rebooting is not about abstinence. Staying off pornography and masturbation, just, oh yeah, I'm staying off it. You're not going to reboot. Your life is not going to improve. All you become good at is dealing with painful withdrawal symptoms. Your life will be hell if you think rebooting is just staying off pornography and masturbation. Rebooting is hitting the reset button. You've got to change everything in your life to make sure that you are no longer having that strong urge for pornography and masturbation to deal with your problems. If you don't understand that and you're just still listening to no-fap-based bullshit from broke-ass coaches and therapists who are telling you, like, let's go to the root cause, none of that shit matters, gentlemen, right? What matters is changing the areas of your life where there is pain already, learning the right coping strategies. And then you will no longer need pornography and masturbation as a coping strategy. All right? I went off there. I hope you guys found that helpful.
Whenever you're ready, here are 4 ways that Porn Reboot can help you out for free. The first way is to subscribe to our channel and make sure that you click on the notification bell to get a new video every other day. The second way is to actually get a free copy of my book, Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men, where you'll learn about my personal struggle and the lessons I learned over the past 14 years, as well as get strategies for putting together your own personalized reboot plan and ending your compulsive behavior with pornography or masturbation. So click on the link in the description below this video to get the free ebook. And thirdly, if you're not sure where you'd like to start, but you'd like to learn more about my team and I, or you'd like to spend time with more like-minded professionals like entrepreneurs, business owners, men who work in sales or consulting or high-level jobs, men who are controlling their behavior, then join our free and confidential group, the Porn Reboot group on Facebook. There's also a link to join the group in the description below this video. And finally, if you need our help right now because you have a burning issue, it's an emergency. Your behavior with pornography is hurting you mentally. You're about to lose your relationship and you want to live up to your potential or be an authentic man and free yourself from shame, guilt, and underachieving, then click on the link in the description below this video that actually says free coaching call, or visit elevatedrecovery.org and click on the link which says book a call.